The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by the SGPN Merge Store. Use the promo code SGPNBA to get 10% off everything in the SGPN Store. Welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Wednesday, April the 19th, and we are here to handicap a teeny tiny little 7-game slate for Thursday, April the 20th. Joining me tonight, it's the young people. Moonaf's gone out on his bike somewhere or on a boat trip, and we've got the youngsters. Dylan won't understand that at all. Noah's laughed. It's gone straight over. Dylan said, Noah, Bennett, good evening. How are you doing?
How's it going, Malcolm? Yeah, this one's going to be a fun one. Like you said, it's a short slate. I don't really even like it that much. There's not much that I found that I loved, but we had some drama in the MLB today that we'll get a chance to talk about since there's not much games to cover.
Yeah, we have got some stuff to talk about. We'll do that. A lot of it involving the team that Mr. Dylan Rockford roots for. Dylan, how are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Good to be with you boys. Yeah, good start to the day, 4-1. But these umps, they gotta get their 5 seconds of fame, So we'll dive right into it. Only 7 games to talk about tomorrow.
Well, we will dive right into it. So there's been lots of baseball today. And one of the games, in fact, my luck, so I was quite agitated by this, although I might get away with it, was the New York Mets and Max Scherzer at the LA Dodgers. Game was 0-0 in the 4th inning, and the umps. Talk me through it, Dylan. You've been watching the game closer than me. I've been watching 1,000 games at once today. Tell me, give us a timeline of what happened.
So basically, I think the 3rd inning, he was told to take the glove off, and usually, you don't really see this. He was dissecting it, going inside the glove, going all about it. Wind up saying, hey, go change your glove. So he winds up changing his glove, and he comes back out, finishes the inning, comes back out. And then when he comes back out of it, he checks it again and says, you felt something on it. And you could see, I think Noah has the clip where he's specifically saying it's rosin, which is legal from my knowledge. I think it's legal. So he wind up getting tossed. He went crazy. And my problem is we had this incident last week where Domingo Germán, he had the opportunity to go wash it off. If you're going to throw someone out, and you're given the opportunity the first time to go throw it, isn't the rule if you get caught using something or they make you change it, you're supposed to get thrown immediately? So why didn't he just Munaf, get him out of here right now? My anger level towards Munaf right now, I hope he loses his ticket right now. I lost my train of thought, but he had it out for him, long story short.
If you are listening to this on the podcast, we highly encourage you for this episode to tune over into the YouTube channel, MLB Gambling Podcast. We have a couple of highlights on the Smack Scherzer thing, and also what Malcolm just said to Munaf was hilarious.
Munaf's just chirped up. Munaf has basically just arrived to troll Dylan effectively, trolling him about the Mets, but also about the Devils last night. Dylan's tired and emotional. I think you've clipped this a little bit, so run the VT in the background and we can talk about it over the top because it was a little bit mad.
Yeah, it was. Here we go.
I mean, you can see. I mean, you don't have to be a great lip reader to see Scherzer screaming, "It's rosin! It's rosin! I promise you, it's rosin!" It's like a Shakespearean speech in there from Max Scherzer, but. Look at the you can see from this profile that it's the same ump as the Madison Bumgarner weird hand feeling incident as well. That you can just tell that profile there. You can tell it's the same ump. I don't know his name, but you can see it's the same thing.
You pointed that out. You are dead on. You are correct about that. It was the same ump.
And why didn't Buck Showalter go more crazy? I would have gotten thrown out.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Buck there. I would have been irate if Scherzer's actually correct about this. And I was talking about it on Twitter a lot. Like, I I don't believe Scherzer is in the wrong here. Like, I think he was really using rosin
right before,
because
he's
screaming at the umpire,
whether it's
just
this or talking, hitting around the cage or whatever it is. But this is getting heightened.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, that, isn't
Rudolph
it?
just has it out for me today. I can't say it.
So then here's a flash.
There's loads of stuff, because obviously, talking about the product as well. Noah's just loaded up the clip now over, and Max Scherzer pretty much got naked in a game when he was playing for the Nationals a couple of seasons ago when they were checking him. Was it Joe Girardi wanted him checked?
Yeah. Just hilarious.
So everyone's
got undressed.
Everyone's getting stuck into Dylan and the Mets now. Captain Encino's having a go. TVDB Jade knows.
That's okay.
And then, like Malcolm said, that was the same umpire as this
Watch
guy
this.
that did this to Madison Bumgarner.
Oh, there he is. That is remains one of the strangest things I have ever seen in sport.
Just right into his face.
So that was not the home plate umpire that tossed him out. That's the first base umpire, right? Dan Bellino?
You gotta love it.
Well, I think he threw him out, the first base umpire.
He threw like a little thing at him.
Yeah.
Had a couple words with him.
Speaking of Madison Bumgarner, he blew up today against Wilson Contreras. He was pissed at Contreras for some reason and gave up like 7 runs to him. So
He did, yeah. He called him a pussy about 8 times, then walked him on the very next pitch, and then gave up 8 billion runs in the next 10 minutes.
I highly encourage you guys to go check out those clips on YouTube, by the way. So
so I'm going to point out, I was getting annoyed at Moonaf's little spreadsheet earlier on, because in the early games today in the days ball, I've gone 7-1.
Hey.
The only one I've got wrong is the dog, the Detroit Tigers, who nearly looked like they nearly came back and walked it off again. Detroit went down 3-2 to Cleveland, and that's the only one I've got wrong out of all of these early games. And then the second one was the lock, which was the New York Mets. And when Scherzer got thrown out, thought I'd be going 7-2. But the Mets are so far kind of getting away with it. So the other thing I wanted to point out, Noah, is these Kansas City pitchers are killing us, man. What are we going to do about this?
I don't know, but I think we just got to stay the course. Brady Singer was great last year. We're 4 starts in, and Brad Keller's first bad start of the year. You know, what are you going to do? The Rangers might be good.
And Martin Perez is really good, I think, too.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great bet today. I know a couple of you took Kansas City last night, which I thought was insanity, because I thought Texas and Perez at -120 was like finding money in the street. So there you go. Michael from Australia is here. Good day, Michael. How you doing? What you saying, Noah?
No, I was going to say, how did you do today, Noah? A lot of day baseball.
You know, I haven't checked Tally Site to see how my picks went. So
I only checked because I knew I was doing well. If I didn't think I was doing well, I wouldn't know what. But I thought, I'll have a little check. Moonaf cashed his dog of the day, Rangers at -1.5. So yeah, there's plenty of winners to be had.
My lock was San Francisco, Miami under 7.5, and my
shit, we nearly lost that, and I was nearly furious.
Yeah, and my dog was St. Louis -1.5, and they blew up Bumgarner. So
there you go. That we handicapped the Giants Miami game to within an inch of its life. You get 2 runs through 18 innings. And then you nearly lose it in extras because Miami go 5-1 in the top of the 11th. The Giants go 5-1 in the top of the 11th. The Miami, they got one back to then 5-2, and they load the bases. So, that talk about bad beats, like, as it happens, Taylor Rodgers, I think, came in and cleaned up Jazz Chisholm and somebody else. And that was the end of that.
Shout out to Jake Brubaker. He goes, my locks were no sweat at all today. Cardinals over 5.5 team total and Pirates money line. Both pretty much.
Yeah, so moving after Tampa Bay was another one. Tampa Bay on the run line. That was done. Me and Bob sat and watched the poor Levi Stout just absolutely get hung out to dry. I was trying to explain to Bob. I said, this is his first start. They put him in really because they're just trying to give everyone a rest. They don't actually care how he does. But it'll be interesting. And then Yandy Diaz goes bang over the wall. And then who was batting second got on. Then Arozarena gets on. And then it's sort of walk, single, walk, all the way around to Yandy Diaz again. So it was 6-0 after the first inning. And I felt a bit bad. But again, that was just easy money, like Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
I found
against
money on
Austin
the
Gomber,
street.
minus 115. I mean,
I found money on the street in fantasy for Dynasty. I picked up Yandy Diaz last week.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And he's hit 3 bombs in the last weekend, like last 4 days.
He's a stud. He could rake.
I know. He's got high
yeah, that Pittsburgh price against Austin Gomber, that was 9-0 after 3 innings.
Oh my God. He's atrocious, Austin Gomber.
They're giving us minus 115 on this one tonight, Dylan. It just seems like, I know we've had a good night and it's easy to smell yourself a little bit, but
Coors either. Like, he doesn't have like the repertoire for Coors.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've done all right. So
everyone's cashing. Even the chat is cashing all these days.
The chat's cashing. Everyone's chatting. Barry's here as well.
Oh, Barry.
Big Bazzer from the Premier League Gambling Podcast. That's a good show. Host's really good looking, I've heard. So try and listen to that one if you get a chance. I know Barry keeps tailing Moonaf's picks, and he wants absolutely nothing to do with any of my picks. So that's a man who's known me for 20 years, is that he is not remotely interested in anything I throw out on this show. But he's been tailing Moonaf. So I think he was on a lot of the Tampa Bay Rays stuff earlier on. Good evening, Baz. Nice to have you here. So we'll try and back it up with some winners for these. There's only 7 games tomorrow. So yeah, hence we've got more time to be pissing around so far early in the show. I'll tell you first, before we move on, about Underdog Fantasy. The NBA and NHL playoffs are here. And what better way to get down on some player prop parlays than over at Underdog Fantasy? Besides daily NHL, NBA, and MLB games, they also got NFL best ball drafts with a guaranteed $500,000 in prizes. Head over to underdogfantasy.com. Use the promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's underdogfantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. Captain Insano wants some food tips off your Baz. Barry's the local barbecue expert. Barbecues absolutely everything, Barry. Barbecues his cornflakes in the morning. You name it, Barry barbecues it. So, yeah.
How are you going to see all of what Munaf says and then just go to Insano's food tips comment there?
The other host is ugly. The doctor probably slapped his... Oh, dear me, Munaf. That's a bit strong.
He's coming crazy today. I don't know why.
Do you know why? He took exception last night because we outed Munaf as someone who couldn't ride a bike, Dylan. This is the problem.
Oh, don't get me started.
On what? Do you have issues with a bike?
No, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So I think you probably hurt his little feelings. We did say you could have a little bike, you know, his little legs to go around and around. So that's why he's a bit agitated. But he seems to be taking it out on me and you, and no one's getting away with it. So that's one of those things. Right, tomorrow starts with a 1:35 Eastern first pitch between the Minnesota Twins and the Boston Red Sox. Kenta Maeda, there was a bit of picture confusion here. I saw Tyler Marley in places. Kenta Maeda will go for the Twins, and Tanner Houck goes for the Red Sox. Plus 105 on Minnesota, minus 125 on Boston. Total is set at 9. Dylan, I'm going to chuck this across to you to lead us off.
Yes, sir. Nothing I really liked in this game, but, for the show, I'll take the Twins as a dog. I only made the Red Sox a minus 110 favorite, so I feel like there's some value here for the Twins. Kenta Maeda, he does worry me a little. Twins, they're not playing the best baseball right now. Red Sox, on the other hand, they are. They won 4 of their last 5. They do have the better bats, in my opinion. My only one concern with the Red Sox is Hulk. Walks. He does walk a lot of batters, which is a concern, and I think Kenta Maeda is slightly better than Hulk right now. So I'll lean with the dog here on the road.
Okay, so an early road puppy for Dylan. Noah, Minnesota at Boston.
So I went along and handicapped this game without looking at the price, like I always do. And everything that I found was pointing me towards the Red Sox. And I just assumed that they'd be an underdog against the Minnesota Twins. However, the Red Sox came in and opened as the favorite. So this thing has Courtney Love game written all over it. And I think a lot of people are going to love this Twins team at the plus price. So I'm sticking to the Bo Sox here. They have a top 10 bullpen, a better OPS by 40 points than Minnesota against right-handed pitching, and the Red Sox offense is better at home. This game smells like shit, and I'm diving in. Plus the runners are 12 for 13 stealing bases off of Tanner Houck. So Twins they don't really run too much, though. They only have one total steal on the year, and it's from Michael A. Taylor. So, maybe stolen base props not the greatest idea. However, Houck does give them up.
Yeah, he's rapid, Michael A. Taylor. I quite like him. He's a good player. I found this was tricky. You said a little bit earlier, no, this was quite a difficult card to handicap. I don't mind Maeda. He's gone well in 2 starts. 1 home run in each of his starts has cost him, actually. His whip's good. He's keeping the Ducks off the pond. Hasn't pitched in Fenway since 2019. Tanner Houck's had 3 very similar starts. He's had loads of run support. He gets double-figure runs off his bats every time he goes out there. Short starts as well from Tanner Houck. I slightly preferred Boston at home. Not much in it, but yeah, Boston at -125. I just, as high as I've been on Minnesota, I don't know. There's something not convinced about them. Really, there was nothing between these teams, and home advantage with Tanner Houck was just enough to swing it for me for the Boston Red Sox at -125. Next game is the LA Angels at the New York Yankees, which is a 4:05 Eastern first pitch. 2 lefties will go. Patrick Sandoval for the Angels and Nasty Nestor Cortez for the Pinstripes. The Angels are +140. The Yankees are -160. Total is at 8.5. Patrick Sandoval is 1-0 on the season, has a 1.23 ERA. Nestor Cortez 2-0 with a 2.60 ERA. Really like Sandoval. I've liked him all season ever since he's carried on his form from the WBC. Really, he was good there. He was better on the road as well last year. He was fine against the Yankees. Just all positives. Everything I looked at, Sandoval was positive. Cortez has also been fine. He's had 3 good starts. Again, the home has hurt him against Minnesota last time out. He's faced the Angels on 5 occasions. Only one of those was starts, but he does have a 2.63 ERA. Now, here were the key numbers for me when I was handicapping this. At home, the Yankees are hitting 219, and they're only hitting 194 against lefties. The Angels are hitting 244 on the road and hitting 304 against left-handed pitching. So that's a 120-point difference between what the Yankees are hitting and what the Angels are hitting against lefties. And that was enough for me. That made my mind up. So give me the puppy, the LA Angels, at +140, please, Noah.
I am right there with you, Malcolm.
Yeah, baby.
Nestor Cortez, he started a game against the Angels last year. He threw 7 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts. He's holding the Alos to just a collective 136 batting average. But Patrick Sandoval also made a start against the Yankees last August, where he also threw 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, also had 7 strikeouts. So both these starting pitchers should go well here. Favors the under first 5 as well. The Yankees, however, I painted the zebra a little bit differently than you, but I came up to the same decision. The Yankees ranked 27th in the MLB with a 621 OPS against lefties, and the Angels are 2nd in the MLB with an 895. So that's over 170 points of difference. I'll take the dog with the Angels +140. And like I said, unders don't sound too bad in this game either. Okay.
Dylan?
Yeah, I kind of on the other side. I kind of like the Yankees here, but I don't want to lay the -150, -155s I see. I made him a -165 favorite with Nasty Nestor. I'll probably wind up taking him first 5, -0.5, -115, if anything. But Patrick Sandoval, he's been really good to start the year. Only 2 runs given up on 14 2/3 innings. Walks are a little high, excuse me, but that's about it. And Nestor, he's been good as well. 17 1/2 inning, 5 runs, 15 strikeouts, and he is better at home. So both teams middle of the pack against lefties, but you did mention that stat now, which does worry me a little bit. But kind of lean Yankees, nothing too concrete. I do agree with the under. I made my total 8.1, so 8.5. I do like under as well.
Excellent. Joey D has joined us. Evening, Joey. How you doing? Noah, just for information, my laptop has died, so you can take charge of the banners and the comments. I can no longer comment, but I can carry on broadcasting as my safety net is well and truly in place. 6:35 Eastern first pitch is the Cincinnati Reds at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Luke Weaver hopefully, will pitch for the Cincinnati Reds. Roansy Contreras for Pittsburgh, plus 125 on the Reds, minus 145 on Pittsburgh. Total is set at 9. Noah, they're your Pittsburgh Pirates, so take it away.
I'm going with the Reds money line here, but this is a tough handicap. Ultimately, the main reason for me was that Pittsburgh is leaving Coors Field in Colorado, flying back to PA, losing 2 hours, and it's always a tough time to readjust leaving Colorado back to normal elevation. Overall, though, the weather sets up for a good offensive environment, 88 degrees, wind blowing out 10 miles an hour to left field. But I just don't know about the Buccos bats, how hot they'll be, like I said, after leaving Coors Field. So lastly, runners are 7 for 7 stealing bases off of Luke Weaver, who's the projected pitcher for the Reds here. The Pirates have been running like madmen so far this year. With G1 Bay, he has 5 steals. Kutch, B-Ray, and Hazy all have 3 bags. I specifically target either Andrew McCutchen or Brian Reynolds because they both have 469 and 361 on base percentages, respectively, against right-handed pitching.
Okay. So Luke Weaver, we did handicap last night for Cincinnati before they decided to throw out Levi Stout this afternoon. He should be ready to start. He threw 79 pitches last week in Triple-A. He'll be ready. And again, they're just looking at someone to eat some innings at this point. It's horrible, really. The Pirates have been great, though. I think Contreras' 3 starts illustrate exactly what you're going to get out of him this season, or what you're going to expect, which is just anything. It's hard to trust, but you can't take Cincinnati at all. I don't know what circumstances at the moment would lead me to want to back Cincinnati. So I expected the price to be a little bit shorter on Pittsburgh, but minus 145 is reasonable for me. So I will take Pittsburgh, Dylan.
Yeah, I took Pittsburgh earlier in the day, minus 125. I favored them up to a minus 150. So they are getting up there, but I agree, man. I think they are the right side, and maybe you want to parlay them. But, I just can't back Luke Weaver, let alone just the Reds in general. He's making his first start of the year. Kind of a relief guy. He only pitched 1-2 innings last season, but he wasn't bad on the road. But Pirates hit righties well. Reds 1-5 straight up on the road. I agree, man. I just can't back the Reds at this point. Contreras did have a nice bounce-back start against the Cardinals, so I think he could keep the momentum building. So I'll take the Buccos here at home.
The Reds the last 3 nights, it's such a shame. It's such an unedifying sight. It's that beautiful ballpark. I think they had the lowest attendance, I might have been ever, actually, 2 nights ago. Last night, I didn't see, they hadn't released the actual figures, but it looked fewer. And then tonight, like I say, me and Bob watched that first inning. And there's no one there because why would you? Do you know what I mean? And I know the owner said, where else are they going to go? Well, I think he's just found out his answer, which is to just stay at home. And it's just a shame. And there's no need for the team to be run the way it has been. They did say they've signed Hunter Green to that contract. If I was Hunter Green, I wouldn't necessarily have been rushing to put pen to paper on that. But yeah, we'll have to see how all that works out.
I think the Athletics need to move. If anyone, they had rodents in the commentary room. It's bad.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, there was some possums in there.
When things are going good for Cincinnati, those fans are amazing. They're not moving anywhere.
It is a nice ballpark. I would agree.
I think there's a part of the Coliseum that is just overrun by stray dogs as well, just wild dogs. There's about 75 of them live there.
What game were you talking about for attendance, Mel?
The Reds.
Yeah, which game? Like today or yesterday? Or
all 3. 2 nights ago, I think it was 3,000 and something maybe.
Oh, wow.
And last night looked worse. And today, there was no one there.
I'm not going to talk about attendance because I don't know if you saw the Tigers doubleheader. That was really, really bad. There were... Oh, shit. Where I normally go for attendance, that doesn't show it. So
that's what I mean. I think they're not renouncing it. They're that embarrassed. The Reds, I couldn't find it today. It was weird.
Yeah, I can't find it either where I usually look. So.
Let's start a petition to move the Athletics to Vegas or Nashville. That'd be cool.
No, keep Oakland there. Seriously, they're tanking on purpose to try to move. You don't reward that shit. No.
Just quickly before we move on then, because we haven't got the Athletics to talk about tonight. and your boy that you touted last night, Mason Miller, pitched tonight, Noah, and looked really sharp. Is he still going? I'm guessing he's off the mound now.
Your guess is as good as mine. I'll take a look if you want to keep talking.
He'd gone 4 maybe earlier on, so I doubt he's lasted another hour or so. But
Cubs are up 6-2 currently. Mason Miller went 4.1, only gave up 2, and he had 5 strikeouts. So he pitched 81 pitches. Not a bad outing for his first time out against the Cubs, who have been hot. So,
yeah.
There you go then. Okay, the SGP and Merge store is always worth checking out in honor of the NBA playoffs. From now until the end of April, get 10% off anything in the SGP and Merge store when you use the promo code SGPNBA. Head over to store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Use the promo code SGPNBA to get 10% off everything. Mention one item that you like in the Merge store. I've got my SGP and MLB Gambling Podcast hoodie in bottle green, which brings out my eyes.
I like that color. Like I said, I like the green color.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? I've got my hat on, not got on backwards, so you can't see. I would say bottle green, Dylan.
Oh,
whatever. What's the weather supposed to be like for that London game? Are you wearing the sweatshirt there? What are you wearing? Have you planned out your outfit for the game?
Well, it's English weather, mate. We get 4 seasons in one day, so it's hard to plan. But yeah, I'll be fully merged up.
All right.
Let's see. I'll have my hat and there's quite a few there's about a dozen of the Newcastle Nighthawks all going down, sitting in various parts of the stadium. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. That's creeping up actually. It's not that many weeks away.
Oh yeah, that's like 5 weeks or something like
that. Yeah. I need to pay my hotel bill, unfortunately, which is a bit of a downer. That's why I've been doing all these shows.
You do it in advance?
I paid a deposit. I paid like some, but it's London. London's expensive, certainly compared to up here, where the poor relations up in this part of the country. 6:40 Eastern first pitch. The Colorado Rockies at the Philadelphia Phillies. Ryan Feltner for the Rockies. Matt Strahm, lefty, goes for the Phillies. My plus 180 on Colorado, minus 200 on Philadelphia. Total set at 9. Noah, we talked about Matt Strahm a little bit last week, and this looks like a good spot for him tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree with you. Both of these bullpens are atrocious. They're bottom 10 in the MLB, but you can't take the over here because I think both teams are traveling to the Eastern time zone. Philly from Chicago and the Rockies are leaving Coors. So I think both of these starters can go okay here with the offenses maybe sleepwalking here early in game 1 of the series. Ryan Feltner has done well limiting hard contact so far this year. He has been BABIP to death. So he has a current 8.78 ERA. He's faced the Dodgers, Mariners, and Nationals, but its expected ERA is only 4.55. And then, like you said, we're quite high on Matt Strahm. He has a 2.13 ERA through his first 4 games, but he doesn't go deep into games. So just look for a first 5 under here. That's my favorite lean for this. And then Feltner, runners against him are 10 for 11 stealing bases. On the Phillies, you have Bryson Stott, Jake Cave, and Trey Turner. All have 3 steals on the season so far. Specifically, Stott has an OBP of 382 against right-handed pitching, and Turner 362. So those are the 2 guys that I'd key on for this game.
Bryson Stott's absolutely flying this season. That's good to see. I know Johnny Junta talked about a lot pre-season last year on the preview shows. I think part of the thing with the stolen bases here tomorrow is the amount of walks that Felton's been dishing out. So you're going to get people in that position to be able to take advantage. 3, 3, and 5. So I was looking at a walk prop, but obviously a great way of dressing it up is the stolen base prop that Noah trots out there. Matt Strahm, he's still sort of converting into an SP, getting stretched out. I think he'd be okay. I didn't have as much faith in Feltner as you did, Noah. I think he could be in trouble here. And also Colorado in a bad position. I mean, they've lost 7 in a row. They're getting spanked tonight. So that's going to be 8. So it was a Philly on the run line for me. Dylan?
Yeah, not going to win any awards with this one. Philly's minus 1.5 for me. I think this is a good spot for them at home. Get back in the win column. Strahm, he's been good this season, I think. Sometimes he pitches in relief, but at home, He went 5 solid innings, zero runs given up, 6 strikeouts, against a scrappy Marlins team. And I agree. I just can't trust Ryan Felter. He hasn't been good in any of his starts. Rockies lost both of his starts on the road, just getting smacked around. And the Phillies bats seem to have woken up. They're second in league in batting average. Rockies 4-14 on the run line this season. Lost 7 in a row. Everything you mentioned. I think the Phillies win comfortably. I do agree with Noah's under though. Traveling back east, you could get plus money at 9. I set my total at 8.2, so I agree on the under.
Yeah, and if you guys don't really love Feltner there, team total under on the Rockies only.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about this on the Premier League show quite a lot. There's 3 things you need to do here. One is read the game correctly. Number 2 is then select the right bet, because you can read the game correctly and still maybe get it wrong, because we might have Philly on the run line.
You might have a fat finger, push the wrong team on the money line.
The under, something like that. The under on the. I mean, there's 3 or 4 different bets we've thrown out, and one of them might be unlucky enough not to cash. And the third thing is you have to carry the luck, like we nearly got chinned tonight in that Giants Marlins game. Yeah, when we've picked, we've made the right bet, we've made the right decisions, and you still nearly get chinned on a game where there's only 2 runs through the 18 innings that you handicapped.
And like you said, read the game correctly. Maybe you handicapped the wrong Alex before the show, and then like Moonoff, you have to handicap.
We talked him onto the IL last night, didn't we?
Yeah,
Alex Cobb.
Alex Cobb or Alex Wood instead. I said,
of keep backing him before he gets injured, and 2 hours later he was off to the hospital. So sorry, Alex, you can have that one on us. 7:40 Eastern first pitch is the LA Dodgers at the Chicago Cubs. Michael Grove, rookie, goes for the Dodgers, and Jameson Taillon will go for the Cubs. Dylan, we'll throw this across to you. Dodgers at Cubs.
Yeah, I'll take the Cubs here at home. I got them as a small dog, -105. They are the favorite, -115. I actually made them a -120 favorite. I think 2-3 weeks into the season, I think the Cubs are a better team than the Dodgers right now. Dodgers, mediocre, 9-9. Overall, they're 4-6 in their last 10. They're under 500 on the road, while Cubs, I think they have better bats. Cubs 7-3 in their last 10. And I just can't get over Michael Grove's start against Arizona. So got absolutely waxed. Now getting the Cubs on the road, who they just destroy lefties. I think this could be a bad spot for them. Cubs did take 2 of 3 from the Dodgers last week. Give me the Cubs at a small favorite here at home. I like them.
What did you make your total at?
My total, I made 10.8. So
wow.
I see some 11s out there.
Yeah, and to add on to that, we're expecting wind of 22 miles an hour out to center field. So
yeah,
that would help.
So obviously the reason I asked was because my instinct here was to take the over. Taking everything Dylan just said about the 2 pitches, I think the how I was handicapping this was matching up Grove's last start against the Cubs or Taillon's start at home. So it's really, I expected both of them to give up runs at that point. The Cubs have been hitting really, really well. Nice to see Cody Bellinger getting amongst it. Dodgers still look a little bit flat, but like I say, that Taillon's home form hasn't been up to much. Adding that wind, I know it's a high number, but I'll stick with my instinct. I'll take the over, please. Noah.
I'm a little bit nervous about playing the over because this is another travel spot. Both these teams are traveling from Cali to Chicago. The Dodgers, they have rookie Michael Grove on his mound. This is his first start in Wrigley Field. So I'm going to decide to just fade that, especially since he's carrying a 9 ERA through 3 starts against the Rockies, D-backs, and Cubs. We were high on the D-backs and Cubs, but all 3 of those teams, their offenses, I don't know if they're going to be long-term good. So it's a little scary for me to back Grove here. So the Cubs, they're favored over the publicly loved Dodgers for a reason here. Give me the Cubbies money line here.
9:40 Eastern, first pitch, the San Diego Padres at the Arizona Diamondbacks. Michael Wacha for the Padres, and taking the ball for the D-backs will be Ryan Nelson. -125 on the Padres, plus 105 on the D-backs, total at 9.5. Michael Wacha, 2-1 with a 6.06 ERA. He's had 2 bad starts out of 3. The Padres have just come off a poor home stand, not hitting it all. They still haven't scored a run tonight against the Braves. It was nothing. I watched Juan Soto at the plate tonight. Doesn't look very comfortable. Nelson,
he actually hit a home run.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Within the last half hour. Yeah.
Dr. Bamford will see you now. I'm fixing people left, right, and centre here this week. And Ryan Nelson is settling in. Had his best start yet last time out against Miami. Has faced San Diego once already this season. 3 earned runs through 5 innings. Even that line might be good enough to beat the Padres here tomorrow. Arizona are hitting 298 at home and are averaging 6 runs per game. So a similar level of performance, which I think is possible against Michael Wacha, and a scuffling Padres offense. I'm going to take the home puppy for Dylan, the Diamondbacks at plus 105, Noah.
I'm going the other way completely. This is what you call the Tatis boost. Now, Fernando Tatis comes back from suspension here on Thursday. My fantasy teams are really looking forward to that. I remember when he came back from injury in 2021, I think the Padres offense exploded in that game 1, if I remember correctly. Then they swept the Dodgers in that series as well. I think our D-backs are in an unfortunate spot. They're standing on the train tracks when a train is coming through. I've got the Padres, and I think their offense explodes. So this is just a gut handicap. I'm taking the team total on the Friars. Friars all the way here.
Okay, Dylan, split the tie.
Don't have a side. I'll go to a total. I like the under. I grabbed the 10.5 under. Total's now down to 10. I even see some 9.5. So grab it while you can. I still like the under. I set my total at 9.1. I think we see a lower scoring game in this one. Both pitchers, they've been terrible this season. Michael Wacha doesn't really pitch that good on the road, while Nelson, he's becoming a starter this season. He's gotten better in each start. I'll give him that. But Padres 2-5 towards the under on the road, including 3 of the last 5 games going under. Today will go under. It's 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th. So, they both don't really hit righties that well, middle of the pack. But I agree with Noah. I think they will get a little spark in their offense. But 9.5 just seems a little high. I'll dive under here.
Okay. Sheba Mania has joined us in the chat. Good evening. Talking about trains and train tracks. Sheba Mania was unfortunately on the receiving end of my train steaming through week 1 of the Fantasy League a couple of weeks ago. So thanks for the dub there, Sheba. I'll see you later in the season. Final game is we got to go to the top. Nearly missed it. 9:45 Eastern. First pitch between the New York Mets, the San Francisco Giants. Kodai Senga for the Mets. Lefty Sean Manaea for the Giants. Minus 135 on New York. Plus 115 on San Francisco. Total at 8.5. Dylan, before you handicap this game for us, you're probably happy about this. Carlos Carrasco went to the IL.
Thank God.
You were telling us last week he should have gone to the moon rather than the IL. But do they have a replacement? Who's going to come in? Will they stretch someone out? They got a rookie coming up or what?
Yeah, they brought some guy up. He started the other day, and I don't know his name, but he pitched pretty well. He went like 5 innings. He gave us some length. I forgot his name.
Was it Butto?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Brato. Yeah, I guess. I have no idea, to be honest.
Here, I'll pull it up.
I just remember childishly think
both New York teams have a Brito and a Brato.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Joey Lucchesi projected starter.
Oh, fucking hell.
I can
look.
Try and pull it.
It's all right.
Oh, well, it's more positive
the main thing is, Mal, Brett Beatty's in the lineup, and that 100-1 is going to cash for you.
Yeah, baby. That's a great pick. That's live. Absolutely live. That is, Dylan.
That's live.
Tell us about Kodai Senga tomorrow.
Oh, Kodai Senga, that ghost fork. I'll get this out of the way. This is my lock, boys, for tomorrow. Give me the Mets on the money line. I see minus 126 out there. Minus 135, still like it. I made the Mets a minus 140 favorite. I also lean under 9s, 8.5s as well. I made my total 8. I just think this is a really good spot here for the Mets and Kodai Senga on the mound. Last start was the first time where we kind of saw him get touched up a little, but he still was able to strike out 9 batters. I like his K-prop too. If it sits around 6.5, he has 7, 6, and 8 through the first 3 games. And Sean Manaea's best start was at home. He only gave up 1 run, struck out 8, but the Giants did lose to the Royals that game. So that's why I like the under. Giants 2-4 straight up at home this season. And the Mets do hit lefties better than they do righties. So at this short price with the better overall team, I just think this is a really good spot. I think we're getting a discounted price on the better team. And I also like Senga's K-prop as well. So Senga's K-prop, Mets money line, and I also lean under.
Okay, well, I'll take that opportunity to make the same call. A, on the Mets, and B, it's also my lock, Dylan, for the second night run-in. Took Mets last night. They're still winning, I believe. Yep. But yeah, just all the things you said, Kodai Senga. I'm not a huge fan of Sean Manaea, and the more I see the San Francisco Giants offense, the further out I get on them. They're approaching kind of Chicago White Sox territory for me. So yeah, I'll take the Mets. Pretty straightforward pick, and I'm going to lock them up as well, Noah.
So the only reason why I'm a little bit nervous about the under, I'm leaning under as well. There's 15-mile-an-hour winds out to center field. But I'm co-signing that Kodai Senga strikeout prop as well because San Francisco has the highest strikeout rate against right-handed pitching so far in the MLB. That's 27%. We're getting another juicy travel spot here as the Giants are traveling from to San Francisco from Miami. The Giants, they have the second best OPS against right-handed pitching, but at home, it drops by 60 points. So I think you have a little bit of a travel spot, and they just don't hit as well at home. Or maybe that was just quality of opponents. It's still kind of early to be pulling stats out like that, but it fit the narrative. So I'm going with it. I think both starters can go well here. I'll lean under, and the Mets on the money line as a dog because they have the much better bullpen than the Giants as well here.
Okay. So that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the 7 games in the hutch. Myself and Dylan have thrown out our locks already, so we'll come back to you, Noah. Give us your lock and your dog, then me and Dylan can finish up.
Oh, for my lock, I'm taking you straight back to the Courtney Love game. I'm taking the Boston Red Sox. It's minus 140. It's quite large, but there's no way in hell that the minus 140 price makes any sense, which means that's why we're jumping on it here. I think a lot of people are going to love that Twins price when they're an underdog. The Bo Sox have a top 10 bullpen. They have a better OPS by 40 points than the Minnesota Twins. And the Red Sox offense, they're just better at home in Fenway. And then for my dog, I'm going with the Angels plus 140 against the New York Yankees. They are raking against left-handed pitching so far this year. They are second in the MLB in OPS. And the Yankees, they're 27th in the MLB against left-handed pitching in OPS with a 621. The Angels, they had an 895, so that's 170 points difference. I'll take my chances with a plus 140 dog with the Angels.
I've got Boston at minus 125 here. No,
I love that.
Yeah, extra 15 points for you. And my dog, so I've copied.
It's already coming down, so everybody's already loving the Twins. Jump on that.
I've copied Dylan's lock, and I'm going to copy Noah's dog. It's the LA Angels. Once I dug out those left-handed pitching stats, and I mean, you look at that lineup. Shohei Ohtani stands in there last night in the first inning and just goes deep. Like they've got all the talent in the world. So I just think plus 140 is fantastic. So yeah, happy to take that as my dog. Dylan, do you have anything different?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Buccos. We'll go to PNC Park. I'll take them on the run line. Plus 140. Nice. I think they're going to smoke the Reds. I can't back Luke Weaver here. The travel spot does worry me, what Noah mentioned, but I'm just going to back them. Reds awful 1-5 straight up on the road. And Contreras, he had a nice bounce back start, so I think he continues. They're a much better hitting team than the Reds, so I think this could be a good spot for them at home. I'll take them plus 140 on the run line as my dog.
Yeah, shout out in our chat, Jake Brewbreaker. He said he was the brother of JT. So JT Brewbreaker, and then also Justin Steele. They have connections with SGPN now.
Love it.
But best wishes to JT because he is undergoing.
No, Jake did last week. Did also point out in the chat that he'd made that up. I don't know if that was a show you were.
It's easy to just think that with the Brubaker last name, but either way, the whole point of me going on that spiel was because JT Brubaker, I think he just had TJ surgery like last week, and it was the first time that I saw Brubaker back in the chat.
That's sad. I was telling my friends, we got JB Brubaker's brother.
Jake, see what you've started, Jake, you bad man. Man, if you're gonna start a rumor, you should stick it out, man. Stick it out till the end. Just absolutely cling to it.
Like I said, that was the first time I've seen him in like a week because I've wanted to say that. That was the reaction.
I think it was whatever night myself and Moonaf recorded. Because I gave a similar speech, and then Jake fessed up. And he gave
a similar speech about the Brubaker injury.
We were just, I think me and Moonaf, I was trying to get free stuff, basically. I was just saying nice things. I was saying nice things in a pathetic attempt to get free stuff, and then Jake fessed up, so that was the end of that.
Nothing's free when you try to receive it from overseas. Didn't you pay like $80 extra?
Yeah, my free hoodie cost me 85 quid or something. Yeah, by the time I had to pay off the customs, man, it was an absolute swizz. Dylan, anything happening tonight? Is there any more ice hockey? Is that your team done, or can they win more playoff games?
Hey, relax.
No, I don't know the rules. I'm just asking.
It's best of 7, so we got.
Oh well, that's all right, mate.
I got the Zamboni out. Let's go, boys. Gonna be a tough one, but no, I'm gonna go, and after I had my tacos today, I'm gonna go have Chinese. It's the parents' birthday. Is gonna go enjoy some cake and enjoy my.
Is there a game tonight, Dylan?
Yeah, both my parents born on the same day, 3 years apart.
Oh, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's something.
What do you know?
What do you know?
Is the game tonight? Game 2?
They take a day off in between.
Oh, okay. I would have watched a bit of that. Noah, what's happening tonight?
It's electric. It's like soccer but faster and on ice, Mel. You might enjoy it.
I do understand that.
You might enjoy hockey. I don't know if you watch a ton of it. I don't know if Great Britain's any good internationally for
brilliant
ice hockey in the Olympics. I don't really see them too much, but that's fun. Like yesterday's, there were a couple of blowouts, and Dylan's team was on the receiving end of one of them. But tonight's slate of games, those first games, the game ones were all good. So I'm excited to watch it again. I've got a couple of TVs in my basement, and one of them's on hockey and the other two are on baseball. It's kind of just how this household rolls. We're a hockey family as much as we are baseball.
When I used to work in the casino, and I ran the poker tournaments in there, one of our biggest poker players was the Canadian goaltender called Trevor Koenig.
Really?
And he played for the Newcastle Vipers, which is our ice hockey team here. And I had one of the craziest nights out I've ever had with me, Trevor, the Canadian goalkeeper, in a Lithuanian supermodel called Vita. But yeah, what a great night out. There's a proper story, but we're not going to fit it into the next 12 minutes. We'd have to set aside a 2-hour special for the me, Trevor, and Vita story. But yeah, Trevor was great. He used to come in and used to give me tickets for the ice hockey all the time. So we'd go down on a Sunday night and watch Newcastle play. It was good fun. So yeah, that was fun, boys. Well done. We should have 7 games every night. It just gives us a chance to breathe, doesn't it? Rather than rampaging through.
And we can joke around and watch highlights from the game. Yeah, that were hilarious too.
Do all the stuff that annoys Moonaf. Right, thank you, Dylan. That was fun. Thank you, Noah. Thanks everyone in the chat. It was vibrant tonight. Jake in there. Jake's apologising to Noah. That's funny. Captain Sano and Michael. I knew who else was in there. Sheba was in there. Joey D was in there. All the boys. Appreciate it. Good crack. We'll be back tomorrow with, I'm guessing, 15 games to handicap. But yeah, enjoy the 7 games tomorrow. I'm sure we've picked plenty winners. Until then, we'll see you down the road. Cheers.